The second and final weekend of the inaugural Champions of the Future series takes us to the Cartódromo Algarve, a stone's throw away from the Grand Prix circuit at Portimao in Portugal, just a week before the World Championship. With the best junior and OK kart racers in the world in attendance, this isn't just a warm-up to the biggest event of the year, 7 days away. It's the last chance to get things prepared and make changes and edits to the setup before the toughest race of their lives. So there can be no mistakes, no hesitations, and no second chances. Mechanics must demonstrate their wisdom, drivers must test their limits, and the fans watching at home can start their bets as to who could become the new karting world champion. Because the finals here will give us a real insight. So, let battle commence! Let's ride with Maya Wurg on a lap around Portimao. Flat from the final turn and holding a strong line through the first right sweeper, it's into the second where you start to ease back and place your foot firmly but steadily on the brake pedal to guide the kart into turn 3. As the kart tries to drift from under you, a gradual run of power will balance the kart back through the left and into the right hairpin. You need to stay off the curbs here as they gather dust onto the surface of the tyres. Flat in the left before a nervy left flick. Now you'll hit the brakes again and coax the kart in through a double apex left-hander where the kart is eager to slide away from you. Back on the throttle again in the next right and ease back in the second before balancing again at the apex. The next section is very challenging as the kart climbs the crest, but now you decelerate before a sharp right hairpin which is followed by a left. You need to be so cautious on the throttle as the back end is looser than ever here. But the final 2 corners are easy to get wrong too. A pair of square rights, but you must balance the throttle. Too much entry speed, you'll hit the curbs. Not enough, and you could lose half a dozen places by the time you're back at turn 3. The racers call this place a real roller coaster. Hugo Ugachukwu made a comfortable break at the front with a spectacular start from Arvid Lindblad as he moved from 4th to 2nd. And despite a few drivers running wide at the first apex, the start was effectively clean. The first 2 drivers to fall by the wayside were Zachary David and Ariel Elkin, 2 men who could easily have made the podium here at Portimao. Rashid Aldeheri defended from Freddie Slater valiantly as Brando Badoa accidentally tangled with Herolin Neradini. But Slater couldn't keep Timo Kucharczyk, Christian Ho and Evan Gilter from slipping ahead, with Emma Fittipaldi now closing in. The ongoing rivalry between Lindblad and Ugachukwu reared its head again as Lindblad charged inside his opponent. But the American wouldn't stand for that as he launched on the inside for his own move and more than made his feelings heard as Aldeheri crept into second. Fittipaldi and Martinius Stenshorn were so close they were trading stickers, whilst Lindblad had lost out to Christian Ho. Jamaica's Alex Powell was trying to join in the fun, whilst at Ricky Flynn Motorsport, a battle was cooking up between Slater and his new Japanese teammate Rintaro Sato, son of Indy 500 double winner Takuma. The Japanese youngster eventually made his presence felt in the flowing right hairpin, and Slater did well to avert the threat from Gilter in the Surdy kart. But despite his best efforts, he couldn't hold him back for long. It would be a frustrating end to the weekend for Alfio Spina, but Aldeheri wanted second from Ho and was not going to back down. Poland's Kucharczyk felt it was an epic chance to take third, and Ho decided to let him go, clearly feeling he had pace enough to retaliate later. And he wasn't wrong. It caught Kucharczyk completely off guard, and into the gravel he went. The cost? 5 places, and any chance of a podium washed away. The Bulgarian lion Nikola Tsolov was out of luck too, but for him, it was game over. Lindblad wasn't about to surrender a victory easily, and as he surged past Sato, the title was still in his hands. But Slater and Gilter were still battling now with Kucharczyk in tow. Ho and Aldeheri continued their duel to the line, but it would be the Paralin that won out. But try as he might, Sato couldn't quite steal the third step of the podium from Ho. So Hugo Ugachukwu claimed the victory and second in the title fight as Lindblad clinched it down in P9. But the American now looks incredibly strong.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend. Also a very difficult one because we only had 1 set of tires through the heats and in the semi-final. And as the heats went on, we started to lose a bit of grip. So we had to adjust our setup to the tires, and slowly through the weekend, the team worked very hard and we managed to get a good setup, and I just managed to get a good speed in the final. One of my main rivals was behind me at the start, and he tried to push me off in one of the corners. So I went back to second, and then I managed to get him back and get a bit of a gap. Then I just pulled away and put my head down, and yeah, it's a great race.
It was a tough race. I had a nice fight with everyone, and I'm very happy to have a little bit of fight with the others because I can understand the track well. Also, even though it's not for first, it's fine. A fight is always a great one, and it's very fun.
The start qualifying was quite decent. During practice, we were on pace. We were trying different stuff, trying different chassis. In the end, we managed to fix the pace-wise and quite consistent. And I think I struggled a little bit in the first sector. So during all the heats and everything, the first heat was not too bad. Second heat, and from first heat onwards, it was quite. To me, I think I could have done much better at the starts, especially because I know I lost a lot of positions during the start. During the pre-final was not too bad. I think I messed up quite a bit after the start. I was third after the start, I think, after the first corner, and then I lost quite a few positions after that because I went on the outside. End result also wasn't too bad. I think I'll consider myself lucky because I managed to finish fifth instead of fourth in the end. So yeah, I was in a better position for the final. Final wasn't too good of a start. I was down to I think 6th after the start, or 5th. Then managed to fight back, then made a few mistakes again. And in the end was fighting with Rashid, and it was a good fight, but then of course lost out in the end. I think I can improve a bit on the racing, but it was overall a good weekend.
Yeah, I'm really happy to win the championship. Of course, it's a good result. Yeah, we've been good this week. I think we sort of consolidated the result before the final. But of course, if I had any major problems in the final, I would have lost it, which didn't happen. So I'm happy to win the championship. It's good. Yeah, and I feel confident going into next week with the championship in the pocket.
Yeah, I was really close to getting the championship. Just a couple more points. Unfortunately, I didn't do so well in the first round in Zuera, as I had a bit of an incident in one of the heats. So I can only manage P14 in the semi-final. So I didn't make a lot of points, but still happy for this weekend, and I'm happy with vice champion.
Zuera was very good. P2 came well, that was good. But we came here and we were fast, just had solid results in the heat. In the final, we just struggled a little bit at the start with the pace, but then at the end, we were definitely matching the fastest lap time. So I definitely think we're fast enough to win. It's just unfortunate that we lost second and we had a chance of winning, but it's been good. Yeah, it's been a good championship. I've really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the COVID has affected us and only done 2 rounds, which is a bit annoying, but it's been good.
Nikita Bedrin nailed the start into turn 1, ahead of Rafael Camara and William Sieverholm. Into turn 3, as Pedro Hilbrand kicked up dust, Danny Curl and Joe Turney tangled together, leaving Juho Valtonen nowhere to go as he barrel-rolled over the top of his rivals. Fortunately, he was unhurt, as were Oliver Gray, James Wharton and Alex Dunn, who were virtually eliminated on the spot. Title favourites Taylor Barnard and Kimi Antonelli dropped to the back of the field as they tried to avoid the carnage. Back at the front, Rafael Camara seized his chance to take the lead as Alex Dunn failed to return to the action. But with a title to win, Bedrin wasn't done yet, and he took back the lead from Camara. But the Brazilian surged back in front just 3 corners later as his teammates Delano Van Top and William Sieverholm began their own squabble for third. Lorenzo Travasanuto had his elbows out as he stormed up the inside of Norton Andreasen, the Swede losing out several places. But the real hero thus far was Marcus Amond. Moving his way past Van Hoff for third meant he was now a true contender for the win, from 13th on the grid. He didn't take much longer to dive past Bedrin for second either. Van Hoff and Sieverholm then made short work of Bedrin for third and fourth. But then Sieverholm turned the tables on his teammate. Further ahead, Amond sensationally grasped the lead on only lap 6, a phenomenal display from the young Frenchman. Elsewhere, Charlie Wirtz and Matthias Salonen would come together, ending the Finn's challenge, but he recovered quickly, hoping not to join the others on the sidelines. Callum Bradshaw was making swift work of Delano Van Top in his bid for the top 5. Bedrin made his way back past the Dutchman, and then Pepe Marti joined the fight as he moved past the Forza Racing driver as well. As Bedrin and Marti then quickly began their own tussle, it was an unfortunate end for Taylor Barnard after a weekend that never quite went right. Can next week see him return to normal? On the verge of winning the title, Bedrin dramatically slipped wide, but at least his fortunes weren't as bad as Barnard's. Norton Andreasen was out next, and he was clearly incensed and enraged about the whole affair. And he wasn't the only one. as Matthias Salonen finally ran out of luck. Out in front, Siverholm made the move on teammate Kamara, as Joe Turney further back was now in position to win the title. Marty picked up fourth from Bradshaw, and despite pressure from Siverholm in the closing stages, Marcus Amond held on valiantly to win a thrilling race. Elsewhere, a front-fairing penalty for Turney post-race handed the title back to Nikita Bedrin by just 4 points.
I missed my qualifying again, so I started very at the back in the heats. He managed to get a lot of position for the pre-final, and just at the final I did a perfect race and finished first. I had a lot of chance in the start because there was a big crash in the first corner, and managed to pass everybody in the race and managed to get first.
I started great qualifying, P2 overall, amazing. The heat was up and down. First heat I won. The pre-final started 7 and it ended up 5 off the penalty. Starting the final P5, great start, come out of 3. Then I just make my own race and just go. And I'm very happy, and it's funny to be on the podium. It's been a long time, and I will take my team for some racing, and yeah, it's been a really amazing weekend for us.
A little bit difficult. We start nice, go first. Yeah, we did a nice race. We start P3, take the first place, and then the first 2 laps, I think. After we are fast, but we lose a little bit the speed. Amon and Siverholm so fast. I tried to follow, but yeah, it starts slide.
Yeah, I'm really happy winning the championship because in the final it was not the best, but still we fought and did what we could. So I think it's a very good result. This week has not been the best in the final, but we have some speed for the next week and we are prepared.
Yeah, it feels good. No, I'm happy with the result, to be honest. Yeah, the speed was good in the final, really good. We were so unlucky in the start. We took the nose when someone crashed in front, and from there came back from further back and finished 6th, but the speed was really good. If we didn't have the penalty for the fairing, then we won the championship, but I mean, it's how it goes sometimes, so no, I'm happy with the result, it's good.
The first round in Zoea, not so good. Good hits, but on the final we crash. I think now we are much more fast, good, all the equipment. The team work hard, and then we are fast now. Well, good.
So after an epic campaign, Arvid Lindblad is our junior title winner, and Nikita Bedrin is our senior title winner. But can they win the World Championship? Same time next week? Only time will tell.